Hey everyone, welcome to a special review of the Tomy Enterprise. Oh, I got my other mic on, so I don't need that mic. But I wanted to give an update on what I'm thinking of this starship, which is right over here. Let's change my camera angle here. Let's see. You know, StreamYard has all these features, but there we go. Let's angle that up. Let's angle that up a little bit. Sorry. There we go. Fix that view. And we got another camera view, so we'll get in there. We'll get in there closer, but let's see. I don't know if we've got anyone in the chat. This is kind of a last minute thing, so wanted to get this out here. Yeah. Oh, on the vertical side, it's weird. You know, you got this. You got to stand, position yourself for the vertical video and the horizontal. So there we go. Oh well, here. If I got the Enterprise there, that's all we need to. That's what we need to see in the vertical. But yeah, so far I've been pretty happy with this, but a lot of people are upset with, let's get the mic, that mic out of the way. A lot of people are upset with Tomy and some of the quality control issues on the Enterprise. So, you know, I've been pretty happy with it, and mine's been pretty good. There's some imperfections, but yeah, it's just a shame that something that's, let me turn the light down here on in my room so we can see the model a bit better. But yeah, it's a shame that something you spend, you know, quite a bit of money on, 700 quattrolus, 700 shekels or clams, whatever you want to say, dollars, hard-earned dollars. Yeah, it's that there are some defects on this ship. Now, thankfully, mine has been pretty good. But so we'll go over some of the things that that are you know, minor defects and what I really like about this ship and what I think what they got right. So here, let's turn off the name there so we can, that's not blocking the ship on the other side. Yeah, so what's really first of all, the good, right? Always start with the good. So let's get the other camera rolling here. So you know, we don't have an extra producer here to get this camera rolling. So let's get my DJI set up here so we can do some flybys, right? Let's see here. Let's get this on. Oh, come on. Let's get this horizontal. There we go. I think I put it on the wrong. I put it on the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Sorry about that. Put this this camera goes this way. There we go. Okay. Let's try again. Okay, flip that horizontal. Hey guys, how's it going? So let's turn this camera on here. Okay, and let's make this camera part of the scene here. There we go. So you can see I'm a pretty big Star Trek fan, if you're new to the channel. So we've got the Playmobil Enterprise up there. I do have the D7. It still hasn't been unboxed. That's some Diamond Select toys. Yeah, let's just roll around the room so you can see what's here. Nice Captain Kirk statue there. We've got the Enterprise B there, right? Based on the Excelsior. Some more Star Trek posters. The original Enterprise. Lots of Star Trek posters here. Yep, let's spin around the room. Yep. So lots of cool Star Trek memorabilia. So always been a big fan of Star Trek. Here, let's make this. Let's make that screen. Let's make that full screen. Yep. As you can see, there's my Star Trek Migos from when I was a kid, and a couple new ones. But as you can see, definitely not new to collecting Star Trek. And hail to Karami. I'm sorry if I'm saying names wrong. Elfleton. Sorry. Hello. I can't pronounce those names, but yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, and so you can see King Kong has gotten Uhura there. So, but yeah, so let's zoom around on the Tomy prize here. And of course, it comes with the shuttlecraft. and that can dock. So that was a nice cool feature. I thought it should have come with some, original shuttlecraft, the standard shuttlecrafts. I can 3D print some, but that would have been fun to put into the docking bay. But yeah, the paint job on this is just really, really fantastic. Hey, Caleb, how's it going? Let's see. Can we see I guess you can kind of see that iridescent paint. How it pops and changes color. If I had a flashlight, another light. Let's see. Do we have another light handy? Let's see. I think I do. Yep. Let's see. Let's see if this light, the battery's not dead on this extra light here. Hopefully it's not. Of course it is. Yep. Of course that battery's dead. But I think you get the idea of the light that when the light is on it, it kind of gets that rainbow, really cool rainbow effect. It did a fantastic job with the lighting, but that's one of the problems we'll talk about is some of the lighting problems. Yep. Some people weren't happy with the color scheme of the bridge. I think it looks fine. And one thing that's kind of a bummer is the placement of the buttons. I've got this. I was able to fit this in my room. I don't know how, but I had the Batmobile there before, so I got rid of the Batmobile, and I put this Enterprise here. But it's facing. I don't want it facing backwards, right? It's to my left. I don't want the Enterprise, the tail backwards. But the problem is the buttons are hidden, which originally in the preview they had them red for firing the weapons, which I thought was nice, and blue for just the lighting. But you can't really see them on here. So, as you look down, of course, it's kind of dark under there now. But if you, click that, yeah, let's see if we get the phasers. You can see the phasers firing. And then if it alternates to the photon torpedo here, to see the photon torpedo, let me angle the camera a little bit. Oh. There we go. See, it's tough to get my hand back in there. Let's see, then we get and they're capacitive too, so you see it's not even, sometimes you miss it. Yep. Or I was doing the wrong button. There we go. Okay, let's see if we get the photon torpedoes to fire. There we go. Really nice effect. Looks great. If you press this button 3 times, I think it fires the phasers, which you can see up there maybe, and then the photon torpedoes. So, yeah, they did a really cool job with the lighting. So the lighting is top notch, but the placement of those buttons, if you want the Enterprise facing that way, is kind of tough, and you can't really see them either. So that's really, you can't, and I kind of appreciate that on the base, but so that's maybe they could have put the buttons in the front here. So whichever way the Enterprise is facing, then you would be able to reach it. So that's something I think they could have, done. Now other problems, there's the worst problem my Enterprise, or biggest defect I'd say, was the seam right here. Now let me zoom way in, and you can catch it with your fingernail. That's if you're a modeler or you're working on anything. Let's see if I zoom in and out. Now from a distance it doesn't look that bad, but if I was doing a modeling job, of course now it's not focusing the way I want it to focus. Come on, focus. So you've got a little, see that crease there? That's where the 2 joints made up, but they're not, my fingernail catches, right? So that's how you check things. If your fingernail catches, now if I go around, yeah, I can feel things, but boom, there's a really wide gap on that seam. So if I was doing a modeling job, I'd take the time to make sure they exactly line up. Now, yeah, from a distance, can I live with it? Yes, but that's kind of a bummer in terms of quality. Now, if we go around to the front, you can see the seam. I'm going to be very careful here. Let me put the Vulcan shuttlecraft there. I'm going to pull this out just a little bit so I can rotate it. God forbid now so you can see there's a seam here, but it's much better done. It's not as much of a gap. Your fingernail, doesn't really clip it there. And I apologize, these cameras, when you're your cell phone camera. See that seam there? That's really tough to catch, right? So they did a really nice job with that one. But then the seam on this one, if you go back, is much more noticeable. Not, yeah, you could argue that's a little bit of nitpicking, but you can really feel it, the distance in the gap there. Hey, Daniel Barry, what's up? Hey, Brian Hepburn. And Brian has this Enterprise too. Now we'll get to the, so the light placement, the buttons for the lights, it's kind of a pain if you've got your Enterprise facing this way. Let's turn her off, right? Let's turn her off and we'll cycle through. You can see how these buttons work and what happens. So I think if you hold that, that should turn it off. Yep. Let's see. Yep, and it does a really nice cycle down, right? Let's turn off the lights in this room here. Let's see, turn that off. Let me turn this off. Let's get I got a lot of lights in this room, so let's turn that off. I got overhead light here. You can see some of the more of the Star Trek stuff I got in the room. Now it's gonna get awfully dark in here. Okay. All right, that little light is okay there. I guess it's just the light from my monitors here. All right, so let's do a power on. They did a fantastic job with it. I love this. I can almost hear the music in my head as the Enterprise is lighting up. So really nice sequence there. Just doesn't go boom all in at once. And really the most wonderful effect, or one of the most, is this light on the inside, which was, originally a spotlight from the outside, but, that's shining from the inside. So really, really well done. So, we don't want to ignore the tail end of the Enterprise there too. So some nice lighting effects there as well. And you can pull the hanger opens up too, but you got to pull it. There's a little, got to pull that out. There's a little clip you can put in, but of course I don't have it with me, or I lost it. To find it. It's clear plastic. It's on my desk somewhere. Okay, so that looks really awesome. And then the impulse engines are not lit here. But now let's hit the next button to cycle to the next setting. Let's see. So now we can see the impulse engines are coming on. Very cool. Running lights. And you can also adjust the on the first setting you can adjust the brightness of the light. So this is the third setting. I believe this is this the full power mode? The running mode. And then the dish, the deflector dish is, let's see, there we go. Got the deflector dish on. And now let's go to the next, which was warp power mode, I believe. There we go. I love the dish turns blue on top there. I forget the name of it. It's a power transfer where the impulse engine is. So that's blue. The impulse engines are off, of course, because it's not being used. And you've got that beautiful blue. Now, if you tap it 3 times, it'll turn purple. Let's see if I can do it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I got it right. Yep. So turn purple. There we go. And 1, 2, 3. You get the feel of it. So the switches aren't that bad. Hey, JT Kirk. Hey, Lasher. And sorry, I was looking at the Enterprise. Lasher says the model's so cool. About 15, 20 years ago, some company used to make a Voyager that was light up and very detailed, even though the cells moved. There was a well, are you talking like a professional one? There was a Diamond Select, or it's not Voyager. Was it? I know. Excuse me. I have the Voyager, but it was Playmobil or excuse me, Playmates. JT Kirk says hello. Yeah, so I think if we hit the next button here, I actually do have that Voyager in my basement. So yeah, so then it rotates to the next mode. So it just cycles through those four modes. So if I leave this on, you can see how the deflector dish changes color. Sometimes it's tricky to change this. Yep. Let's see what I get there. As you can see, it was really a hassle to go under this. So we'll leave it there. Now, the other really big complaint now, light leaks, right? So you've got light leaks on a model that cost this much. It should not be happening. So there we go. So there's the light leak on my model. Now there's other ones that have been really bad. This is not the. Is it really terrible? If you're looking from above here, you kind of can't see it, right? At that angle. But if your Enterprise is up higher, I have this pretty low on a file cabinet here. But yeah, if you're down here, that's something that quality control. Hey, Sean, what's up? Yeah, I saw risque starships and couldn't click there fast enough. Yep. So Sean Carter is an expert model maker, and I know he'd never let a model out of Spacedock with a light leak like that. Now that granted, the room is the lights are way turned down, but the fix for that, just put a little bit of modeling putty, kind of putty gate we've been talking about, and yeah, let me just take these out. That's another thing. These supports don't really stay in that well. I don't know if it's my model. I've got it arranged wrong. But yeah, so I'm just going to put some model apart. Everyone's saying, yeah, if you should send it back. It's not right. Mine, it's so minimal and an easy fix. The warranty on this ship is a year, so I don't know how putty voids the warranty, but they're saying that it does. Yeah, and Sean says, yeah, if you get some putty, make a slurry with water, you can fill it pretty cleanly. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. You'll come on camera you'll come on with me, and we'll do a StreamYard. You can help me put putty the Enterprise. But yeah, I did buy there's a brand of putty. It's a Vallejo that everyone uses, and it's been across the interweb. So I just bought a tube of that. But I'll just wait. I'll wait, or I don't know. I don't want to pack the whole ship up just for that little light leak here. And then let's check the front. Let's see how bad the light leak is on the front here. Let's see if we catch that. So yeah, it shouldn't be leaking there yet. Perfect plastic putty with a little water, and put in a small plastic bottle with a needle, and it works really well. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, so if you have a needle that, yeah, they can get into those really fine gaps. Now it's tough to get the camera around here. Let's see if we can do it. Can I do it? Let's see if we get yep, see the light leak. It's actually showing up. There we go. I never see that side of the ship. But yeah, that's kind of inexcusable. I don't know Sean, what do you think on a model when you have light leaks like that? And Brian's got one too. He says, I'm okay with the light leaks. Mine has very minimal. It's still a die-cast model, not a pro-built studio scale that runs into thousands on commission. Yeah, so yes and no. I mean, yes, I agree that mine, these are so minimal, but I've seen some, Brian, and you probably have too, where there are massive light leaks. And you can see the gap, the pieces weren't fitting together well. So yeah, if I had something like that where it was really that bad, I don't think 95% of the people aren't going to notice this. But yeah, if you're an obsessive, or if you're a model maker, or and I'm going to start a poll here. This is a new StreamYard feature. Let's see how this works. Yep. So what do you think of the Tomy Enterprise? It's amazing. Warp 10. Nice, but Klingons, I wanted to say starboard bow, but StreamYard's got to add some more text to this. So, you got A, B is some Klingons on the bow, B for bow. C is Commodore Decker was at the helm, and he trashed it. And 4 is a D, hauled away as garbage. Hopefully no one will answer that, right? No, I would vote that that's an A. Yeah. And hi Andrew. Yes, if you're an obsessive model maker and like to notice minor issues, then you're already well equipped to build your own. Yeah, that's very true. Yep, I built a bunch of Enterprises in my day, and I've never done a 350. Although I bought the kit, Yeah, and I think this overall, this does look gorgeous, but some of the ones I've seen, they were pretty bad. Now, my day job in manufacturing, yeah, you never want to send out something that's got a problem, but stuff happens. Like we made hand tools and for electricians, and sometimes the mold will go bad. I shouldn't say go bad, but there was a defect in the part as was being produced, or something was wrong as the manufacturer's doing it, and you get like 1,000 parts, and then you've got to rework them and drill them, or sometimes parts go out that were bad, and then you miss it. It was a $30 hand tool, but you don't want to ruin your reputation with customers. So if someone ever had a problem, we'd say ship your tool back, and we'll replace it no charge. And that was really helped us a lot too as a small business. So from my understanding, Tomy has been standing behind this, and if anyone has had a problem, they're been sending it back and getting replacements relatively quickly. So I think what happened, initially, a lot of this manufacturing is, in China, right? And so it also makes it really difficult to, monitor what's happening. And even the production we were doing in the States too, you're trying to get things right, and still screw ups. Screw ups happen all the time, especially in the die casting. It was really tough. And Sean is saying here, even if it is die cast, to get a model that size with 0 light leaks is possible, but it takes tremendous amount of time. They'd have to charge 1,000 each to guarantee no leaks. Sean is saying, yeah, shipping is likely the main cause of the small separations. I'm sure they looked fine during Q&A. Those handlers toss things around like beach balls. Hard to blame the manufacturer. Yeah, so I think mine, this is so minor that, I think that's that's acceptable. And then I don't have any light leaks. Like other people had huge light leaks on the hull here, and these are all perfect. So I just have those three, navigating the navigation there is just showing some minor leaks. But the paint looks gorgeous. The paint job that they did. So, I built a few Enterprises, and one of them I painted every tile. This is before they had the Aztec kits. I painted every square on the Enterprise a different color. I'd mixed all the different colors, and I did a really nice job. And then I melted it down in my basement. Unfortunately, it was in dry dock for repair because the nacelles had fallen off or wobbled off or gotten loose. So someday I'll have to repair that one. But it is a lot of work. So yeah, overall, everyone who comes into this room or sees this, they're like, "My God, this is amazing." So everyone really loves this. Let's see if I can get the. I had that little plastic piece to get the. I grab a pencil here, get that off. I want to show. I do have a fingerprint or something in the back of my Enterprise there in the shuttle bay. Let's see if I can use a pencil probably to get that off safely. Let's see here. I can pop that off. Yeah. Boom. No, went flying. Yep. No. I was watching someone reviewing this, and he had dropped the door and then stepped on it and cracked it. It was like, oh no. All right, well, let's rotate this very carefully. Okay, let's angle this. So see that looks like a fingerprint in there? Yeah, so I don't know what the heck happened. I got to clean that. I was leaving as a joke. I was saying that was from Apollo and Who Mourns for Adonis. There's a big spot in there. So that should have been caught by QC, right? I mean, you'd think you'd check that, and I'm hoping I'm thinking now, I'm hoping it's not like a problem with the paint or anything. I'm just hoping it's just dirt. And I was kind of leaving it as a remnant there, but now I got to go in with a Q-tip and try to clean it, because if that's paint or something, I was thinking of it. I was hoping it was just dust, but if that's paint, I'm assuming this is some kind of matting here that I can, even if I did have to clean it. But yeah, wonderful details, and I don't know how well you guys can see that if I go the camera keeps flipping here. But yeah, really nice, nice details. Now the other minor complaint some people have had is the tilt on the Enterprise. So the complaint is that it's tilting forward. Now I 3D printed a base that fixes that, so you can get a 6-degree lean back. It's in the basement. I'm painting it right now, but it's something that you can relatively easily 3D print, and it kind of tilts the Enterprise up a little bit. Let's see if you can see the angle if I go back here. This thing is so big you can't get the whole thing in the camera at once. Yep. So it's kind of, there we go. Kind of tough to tell, but it does have a kind of a forward lean. And let me, I was away there. Let me see if I'm missing any of the chat here. Yep. Yeah, paint issues and decals missing. Significant leaks are a problem to address with Tomy directly. Yeah, so seems like their customer support has been pretty good. Now, some people I saw had like USS ENT and NCC. I was like, let me put the light back on there. I'm like, oh no, when I opened mine up, I was really worried. And yeah, everything was fine on this one. Some people, couple light leaks around the nav lights, but otherwise a perfect model, and flip it out. That shouldn't be. Yeah, that's, if you had massive gaps where you could physically see that a couple of them I saw like that, Brian, where it was, the panels weren't even matching up and there was a huge, massive gap there. Yeah, I can see that being something where I wouldn't be happy with. But and you could also, it didn't even look right in terms of how it was assembled. Like there was massive gaps there and the panels were off, and like, oh wow, that looks like crap. So that was a quality control failure, because I don't think Tomy would have sent those out. So like a light leak like this, yeah, I guess they probably could have, before they shipped them out, yeah, put a tiny bit of putty. I think that's what they're doing now on them. But yeah, that's maybe, as as Sean is saying, yeah, that's a step for like that costs a lot of money to do too. But maybe during assembly, knowing those spots are susceptible to light leaks, it would have, part of the assembly package would have been would be doing that. Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. The maker's mark fingerprint, right? Yeah. Yeah, that is a big print, right? Yeah. Tested for Coke, yeah. Let's see how Andrew's here. He says, mine is a bit of light bleed under one of those groups of windows on the saucer, and the blinking navigation light like yours, but otherwise seemed perfect. I'm happy with mine. Yeah, so my windows are perfect, I have to say, going around. They did it, and Sean is saying it's not easy to do. So yeah, I'll wait a year. Just I don't know how putty would avoid a warranty, or I would think that Tomy, hey, you've got light leaks. Here's some putty. Go fix them yourself. I guess they don't want someone messing up the paint, or But if it's water soluble, I don't see what could the difficulty in that. But yeah, I also think that some people were going nuts over it too. Yeah, yeah. And Andrew says, be nice if someone reverse engineered an upgraded electronics board one day. Maybe add more modes or sound. Yeah, as great of a job as they did on this model with the lights and the sequences, I thought they could have had a few more modes. And the new the D7 is going to have remote control, so I really wish this had remote control. That would have made alleviated my problem with the buttons here. And some sounds too. I don't know if that it's a licensing thing, or it costs more money, because it's so easy to put a soundboard now. Sean in the chat check out his channel, the Sci-Fi Model Guy. His link is in the description below. Yeah, you could easily put a sound module in this, but or you'd want to have it sound on and off, or especially when you're firing the photon torpedoes or the phasers. You kind of, it would be so much better, at least if they had those sound effects. Like this Playmobil Enterprise, which I love, and now the app doesn't work. Someone thankfully reverse engineered the app, but it had some really cool sound effects. But unfortunately, it didn't have as much as you would think, right, with a huge ship like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's really weird. Let's see if I can get that guy to light up. Let's see. As I go up here, I think I got some new batteries in here. Let's see. Oh, this could get dangerous. Let's see. Trying to get this cover off. Let's see. Do I put the camera on the Enterprise? Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yep. Not recommended, but let's see if because the app doesn't work anymore for this darn thing. I did put the come on. It's tough to get into the engine bay here. It's magnetic and it catches. Yeah. You know, that's what happens when you're live streaming. You try to do something, and then it's just not going to work. There we go. God, that was stuck in there. Good thing it didn't fall off the ceiling there. I think there's a button here to... Where are my buttons here to start this? Oh, well. So of course, now it's not going to light up. Batteries must be. Batteries are dead. After all that, I apologize. Mr. Scott's in there. I'll have to change the batteries, yeah. Because it would have been cool to show that lighting up. And then the cells are beautiful on that. So as far as the toy goes, yeah, it's a pretty wild ship. And they designed it so you could hang it from the ceiling. So that's what I love about this. But unfortunately, there we go. Sorry about that. Bad camera work there. You can't hang this model from the ceiling, the Tomy. You know, that would have been kind of crazy, but God, I would have loved that if they had some kind of option of engineering that in. You know, the Playmobil is a toy, so they've got a spot where that line actually goes through the hull there, but and the hook on the end, but yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, some other nice details too. The Arboretum here. Let's get close to that. See if we can focus in. So yeah, some beautiful details. The panel lines are kind of thick, as Sean was telling me that they were drawn on the original ship. So my decals seem to line up really well there, thankfully. Some other ones didn't look as good. And Brian had to check mine. Nothing like that in my shuttle bay. My shuttle bay has some graffiti about Shakari. Where it's supposed to be, hey, Professor. Shakari, yep. Sean Connery, yep. The remote control would have been nice. I just played the TMP soundtrack in the background. Yeah, and you could also, make your own, sound effect module for this. But yeah, as I said, phasers and torpedoes have been great. Yep. Hey, Dave, great to see you. Yep. She does look great. She is beautiful. Yep. I know I did clip a few. The most famous Scotty line, I think, or one of the most famous Scotty lines in Trouble with Tribbles.
Laddie, don't you think you should rephrase that?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that the Enterprise should be hauling garbage. I meant to say that it should be hauled away as garbage.
Oh, come on, that's horrible. That's going to start a big fight. Right? Not when I didn't start the fight when Captain Kirk was insulted, but they insulted the Enterprise. Yeah. But yeah, I love those clips. Yep. Remember when you were looking at it on Steam, we were joking about you buying it. LOL, I forgot you actually did buy it. Yeah, don't tell anyone. Yeah, don't tell my wife. Yeah. When that box came in. Yep. Yeah, I forgot it was like 2 years ago. Yep. Oh no, Teague. I'm just that was a click. Damn Lazarus. LOL. That was clickbait. Hey, Admiral Teague is here, so he's got his intro here. Let's see. Yep.
And they say, sir, they're in Iranian airspace, and I say, oh.
That was clickbait. Yeah, but some people are sending them back, and Tomy is honoring them. Mine is really nice, so yeah, it'd be kind of crazy to send that back. It'd be very nitpicking. Yeah. And yeah, and hey Shannon, those interior lights are brighter than the nav lights. I don't know, sometimes it could be my, sometimes the way these things show up on the camera. You can adjust the brightness of the lights. There's a setting. So if you go to the very first setting here, let's see. I got to get to the very first one. That's why a remote control would have been nice. And then if you hit 1, 2, 3, see how the light, you're going through YouTube here. 1, 2, 3. See the lights, the brightness is changing. 1, 2, 3. And now that's the lowest setting there. So you can leave it on medium, high. See, I missed it. See that setting there? 1. That's what's kind of a pain here. But yep, see, I missed it again. Yep. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. There. 1, 2, 3. That's the lowest setting. Yep. Yeah, that's something that can be annoying too. You have to light the lights. Or the brightness is off. Yep. Oh. Yeah, it does look good. Yeah, no, I think this overall does look really good. Here, let's get back to. I like the warp mode here. Let's get that going. Another thing too, these stands you're supposed to keep on. I don't know about you guys that have this, but like when I go to put these in, they, leave them off for this review here. But they're keyed in, but they never really. They don't seem to be doing much. Let's see. Now that's better here. They seem very, very loose the way that they're keyed in. And I guess it's plastic on metal, so I guess it's okay. But some people are saying they're going to make some clear ones. I think the black actually kind of doesn't show up as much, but this thing seems pretty stable. So, yeah, fingerprint buff it out. Yeah. Well, of course, remember our buddy Clobberin Times. God, he would have loved this ship. He was drooling over having one of these 1-350s. He had a buddy who had one down in Baton Rouge, and he was showing me pictures of it. He's like, "Oh, that is so beautiful." And this was his favorite ship, and I think this is my favorite ship. As much as you love that original Enterprise model and how great it is, this design just really did a nice job of. Making that iteration where, yeah, you recognize it's the original Enterprise, but it's kind of like putting some really cool fins on your 57 Chevy, right? It's that next iteration where it just knocks it out of the park and just looks fantastic. And yeah, let's keep the warp mode going. And just a beautiful job. Especially in the cells, the job they do on the cells and having that streamlined back, not straight out, not taking anything away from Matt Jeffries and the genius of that first design. But, you see this, you recognize it's the Enterprise, right? If I go back up to the Tomy, the Playmobil, I mean, you know that's the Enterprise, right? You've got those basic... that basic shape. That's why the Star Trek Discovery stuff, those ships with the detached nacelles, it's like, if you're a model builder, how are you gonna build this, right? Yeah, just all-time classic design, just really really wonderful, and I think they really did a great job of it. As much as a couple of those little light links are a pain, it's something that I'm not too concerned with, and I can always fix that if I want to. Yeah, if you look at that there, that's pretty minor. So and for the money too to produce these in scale, and I don't know how many they sold on that. You can check on it. I guess there's a few thousand. I'm guessing, or 3 to 4,000. It's not a huge, massive production run, but you're dealing with some massive molds here, and the bigger you are, the more expensive it gets. So our hand tool was small, and the tool and dies for that, if we wanted to do a new one, was just $100,000 just for that small tool we're making. So I can only imagine what the tooling, the tooling cost on this. Now, of course, today was CNC and all the computer-controlled machinery. Things get a little bit, more efficient and easier, but still quite a task. And I can only imagine how complicated it was, to do all this lighting, right? To get all this lighting to work right. And they've got these lights in the stands, and there's a ton of lights in here. So, lot of work, and really, I don't have any other light leaks other than those little light leaks. As Sean was saying, it's quite a lot of work. And if you watch his videos of making his models, you can see how much work it is to do this stuff. So yeah, overall, very happy with what they did here. Yep. Yeah, TNG, hey Shannon, yeah, TNG, that definitely was a luxury liner, right? And the Enterprise would fit in the saucer section of the Enterprise D. Yep. And now I have to get the 35-inch, $16,000 one, just cause, yeah. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get Bitcoin back when it was first out, right? If I had a computer which was loaded with Bitcoin, maybe, right, I could justify it, but yeah, that's if you have throwaway money. Yeah, my car is 15 years old now, but I got a really nice Enterprise, but my car's broken down. I can't go anywhere. Yep. So this is really happy to have this, because I always wanted to have. I remember as a kid trying to get trying to find talking to people like, where can I get a really big model of the Enterprise? I want to build the biggest Enterprise there is. And I think there were probably some custom kits back in the day, but you had the standard, was it 1,000, 1 to 1,000 scale? Nothing really big, probably about that size. So yeah, really great to have this 1/350th with this really nice paint job. So yeah, almost wish I had the D7 to go with it, but I don't know what. Someone should do the damn Intrepid, right? Wrath of Khan. That's that would be quite the pairing here, right? So we got here's my Hallmark Wrath of Khan ornament. Yeah, that's what we need to have that Intrepid. Yep, there we go, firing. Yep. Could press the power button. There's the sound effects for this, both at the same time. Yep. Yeah, and Michael, yep, he says the quality versus the money paid for it, it's a great deal. I agree, yep. Yeah, there's some light bleed, but the end project was way worth it. This was a great deal. I'm loving mine. Yep, well, it's great to hear too. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Yeah, I think some people are overreacting to it. I think some people justifiably had models that should have gone back and fixed, but I'm sure Tomy was really upset, because that costs everyone a lot of money all the way around, right? They've got to eat that shipping cost again and fix that ship, and these ain't cheap. So yeah, any kind of quality control problems, that hurts your bottom line, and I'm sure they don't want that happening as a customer. So yeah, and I agree with what you're saying here. This came out really nice, and everyone is just, when they come into this room and see this, they're like, wow, this is pretty awesome. So it's really nice. Yeah. Let's see. I work in the auto industry, in 15 15-year-old cars are better than new cars. I know, because we build junk, right? Yeah. I gotta say, like our 2008 18 minivan, the engine blew on it. I've never had a car where the engine blew, right? What the hell? I'm like, the guy's like, oh, we got a text message. Your bill will be, check your phone for your bill. And I clicked on it. We brought it into the dealership. Like, oh, the engine's blown. It's $11,000 to fix the car. I'm like, what? $11,000? Like, what are you talking about? So we finally had to go to another dealer, and another mechanic. We got something off on it, but didn't cost us a lot, but it cost us quite a bit of money. Yep. Did I say Intrepid? I meant to say Reliant. No, come on, I couldn't have said Intrepid. That's inconceivable. I bet you can't rewind that and prove that I said Intrepid. I meant Reliant. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I painted the battle damage for Wrath of Khan. Well, actually, I do have the battle damage Enterprise here. Diamond Select. It says Wrath of Khan, but it's really more Star Trek. It says Star Trek 2 on the box, but let's see, the batteries are dead. Oh, we got lights on this one. Yep. So this is the battle damage. You know, Wrath of Khan was more popular, so they call it Star Trek 2 on the box. But yeah, you can see this. You know, comparing the size of these two ships, quite a big difference there. Yep. God, I can't believe I said Intrepid. I was thinking the Intrepid in New York City, right? Yeah. Take away my nerd card now. Yeah. Let's see. Well, we got to play nerds then, right? Okay, cover your ears because this one's kind of loud. Yep.
Get those nerds! 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 What?
I can't believe I did that. Oh, don't worry about typing. I can't type either. No worries. No worries. Yep. The inside fingerprints and smudges are like what we referred to as factory rattles in the auto industry. Oh, yeah. The factory rattle was likely beer cans in the door. At least it was American beer. Yep. Good Lord, that's messed up. Yeah. Here you go. A Reliant for $16,500. Oh my God. Yeah. Let me see if I can click on that. Yeah. Let's see. Let me grab that in the YouTube chat here. Yeah. Let me pop this out. Let me click on this to check this out. $16,500 for the Reliant. Yeah. Let's check this out here. Masterworks Reliant. Oh my God, this looks gorgeous. Yep. 29 inches. Yeah, $16,500. Yep. Let me share this screen for a second here. We can all drool over this one. Yep. Hey Jamie. Nerds. Yep. Let's share this screen here a second. Yeah, I mean, this looks amazing. Yep. Approximate dimensions, IR remote, plaque, AC power supply, display stands. Yeah, so it's not, it's 30 inches. It's not, it's 1/350th like this. Let's see, play the video here. So look at how cool. Yeah, just amazing job on the Intrepid. Is that the Intrepid? Just kidding. Let's go down to the gallery here. Yeah. But Sean, you could build something like that, right? Yep. Our fleet of available models. Yep. Oh, look at that. Yep. The refit, Excelsior, the D. I do like the new G, I've got to say, too. We got the E, we got the Voyager, the Reliance coming, the Shrike, we don't care about that. ET spaceship, phone home. Well, let's check out what they charge for the refit here. Let's see, learn more. And this is the $16,000 one too, right? Yep. Signed by William Shatner, will be included with the model at no additional cost while supplies last. So 16. If I had throw, oodles of money, yeah, I'm buying that too, right? Why not? Shatner's signature on it, yep. Yeah, they're hand built to order. Looks gorgeous, yep. But I gotta say, for the money, for $700 on this one, not bad. And look, they've got a plug there. It's the lighting doesn't go through the pole there. That's kind of ugly, man. If you've got to connect the power there. I guess you can't zoom in on this, but William Shatner signing those. Yep. So yeah, it looks really really nice. Of course, that's a different level. Yep. Just the 1/350 scale. The 537 scale is 18. It's like $50. There are a bunch of aftermarket parts for it, about 250 more. But holy moly, $16K? No way. Yeah, that seems kind of expensive, even with Shatner's signature on it. Yep. Now, why doesn't the outside of the nacelles glow? I thought they did. Nope, only the inside of the nacelles glow on the ship. Yep, not the. That's the newer. That's the newer iteration of the Enterprise where they had them glowing on. I believe that they have them glowing on Strange New Worlds. I think that version of the Enterprise. I think that was glowing on the outside too. But yeah, the original was just glowing on the inside. Yep, which is kind of an interesting choice too, because you'd think that. Yeah, hey, we'd have it glowing on the outside, but no, just the inside. But the Enterprise D, it does glow on the outside too. But yeah, that was an interesting choice. But I think it works. Yep, I think it works. Yep, yep. I would like to have a 1 to 10 scale refit one day, but I don't have a few acres I need to put it in. Right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Shannon. Yeah, they went with all the blueprints and they tried to make it as accurate as they could to the motion picture version. The Enterprise and Wrath of Khan has some minor changes, and the paint's a little bit different, and so it changed. There were changes for each movie, but yeah, I think they did a really good job. So some people complaining about the paint on top here and the hull where it meets here, and they said it was the color scheme wasn't right. It was too bright. I think it looks pretty damn good. If you look at the studio model, or you look at pictures of the movie, that's what they went with. And yeah, it's back in the day, when I first watched Wrath of Khan, after of course I was very fortunate to have gone to have seen Wrath of Khan in the movie theater for a world premiere and got to meet Leonard Nimoy, and I got to see it that day before it opened and worldwide, and got to know that Spock had died before anyone else, even though the rumors had happened. But back in the day, yeah, you had to have you'd watch on VHS and you couldn't really get a good view of it yet. You'd have to get 1 centimeter away from any noticeable difference between that 16K version of 537 plastic model that was done with care. My God, I'm amazed. Yeah, I've seen you're Sean. You do some beautiful work, and I've seen some really beautiful model makers. So I really don't know. I mean, maybe if the thing also flew or something, or did something. Yep, yep. The shuttle could be your daily driver, right? Enterprise car. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very happy that I got this to summarize. I think it looks. Yeah, Sean does great work. Yep. So check out his channel. Yep. The movie has the spotlights all over it. The color details are really washed out. The Aztec caused them all kinds of issues filming it for TMP. Yeah, I was reading about that. Yeah, how you've got the model. There's no CGI back then, thankfully, and yeah, it created a lot of problems. So when you see the paint scheme too, things change. So like I was saying, we'd watch the motion picture on VHS tape, and we had a 4-head VCR that would you could pause it and it wouldn't screw up, it wouldn't jitter. It was like usually when you pause, bouncing the camera, sorry, but you'd bounce something on the film would bounce up and down, or you couldn't get a steady picture on a VCR unless you had a good one. Yep. Oh, we got a new subscriber, Michael EC1. Well, thank you, Mike. I don't know if you're watching now, if you're in the chat, but thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate your clicking that button. Always helps to have new subs, and hopefully see you back here. Yep, yep. Hey, Rob. Said and Rob's a fantastic model builder too. I'd love to build the TOS Enterprise, but I just don't have room for it in 1/350th. Yeah, and I didn't think I had room for this either. But oh yeah, Michael's here. Yay! Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that. I used to frame by frame it on the Laserdisc. Yeah, Laserdisc was better, right? Yeah, VCR really stunk when you wanted to try to pause something, right? Yep. That was always a pain. Yep, yep. Yeah, so the good about this, the paint is great, the lights are great. I can't stress enough how this iridescent paint, I should have grabbed if I had a better lighting in here. Let's see. I don't have a flashlight. Usually I have a flashlight on me. Let's see. Where do I have a flashlight down here? See if my flashlight hiding in here. Nope. I'm going to be right back. This is dangerous, but here, I'll just put this here. You can watch. Look at this spaceship for 1 second. We got lots of spaceships here. Let me grab a better light here to shine on the Enterprise. Let's see. Where are my flashlights hiding? Let's see. I think that'll help show off that paint. When I did the unboxing, you could really see it. Let's see. It's this light. There we go. Thunderbirds are go. Let's see if this works. Let's see the color. See, now that's flat. It's blowing them out too because it's too bright. Yeah. Let's see. Can I adjust this so it's dimmer? Yeah, you can kind of see it, but it's got this rainbow effect as you go over it. So over the ship, and especially when the lights are, let's see if I can put these lights on full blast. Does that give it work? Let's see. You can kind of see it, yeah. Kind of see that color change there, but really beautiful paint job on this. Yep. And Rob is saying hi to everyone. And Dave, yeah, remember the laser disc? It was great. Yeah, actually up here, these are. I think that's is that the laser disc? That's the soundtrack, and I think that's the Rathacon. I think that's the laser disc. Yep. Extended. I believe that's the Rathacon laser disc. Yep. I should have had the navigator, Laura Banks, on the picture on the right was actually in this room. I had someone from Star Trek the Rathacon in this room. We're working on her website, and she did sign some stuff for me, but I should have had her sign. Should have popped that laser disc out and had her sign that. But I still have it, but afraid to play them now in case the discs have rotted away. Yeah, I love the Thunderbirds, right? Thunderbirds are awesome. Yep. Sub to Nick Weiser. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if what would happen if the disc would rot? I mean, I guess if the disc, as long as the disc physically, I guess, yeah, maybe it'd rot, it wouldn't play, but I don't think you could damage. Could you damage it? Yeah, I don't think so, right? Well, let's see if I set the lights down a little bit here. So yeah, to summarize, yeah, lighting is great. The effects that they have when the lights light up, really great. Just yeah, I think I'd give this this amazing warp 10, and I didn't buy two of them. I'm not a speculator, but I assume on eBay, I think these have been going for $2,000 or more, which shows you how people that missed out on it, for $700. Yeah, how much time would it take me to build a model like this in 1/350th? I do have the kit, and I'm going to do it someday, but it would take you quite a bit of man hours, and to get the paint this nice, I mean, kudos to them. Putting those Aztec and all the decals on, everything lines up perfectly here. Everything looks great. Oh, did we go into the back of the? I think go into the back of the bridge here before we. Let's see if you guys can see that. Let's see. Let me get. Oh yeah, you can see the color changing on the Aztec there. Let's see. So you can see inside the observation deck there. That's where the shuttle could dock here. Let's see if I can get that to dock. Yeah. So they made this so to scale, obviously, so you could dock. So Mr. Spock, permission to come aboard. We're just happy to see you, Mr. Spock. So let's dump the shuttlecraft here. Well, the shuttlecraft is all plastic, but that's fine. I do not have an issue with that. Yep. So yeah, so really some great details there, and of course the we got other as a kid who was just playing with this, yeah, you could have shuttlecraft can also dock here too, right? Oh, there we go. Yep. So yeah, so that's really nice and great details here. Yeah, there we go. There's the paint. Now you can see the color changing with the light bright enough. Yep. And the camera's just catching it. Let's see if I. Really cool. Really cool. General Patton approves. Yep. Yep. Negatives. These stands in the front. Mine don't seem to do much, but I'm going to leave them on, or maybe I just don't have them arranged correctly. The buttons on this side are a real pain. Should have been remote control, and I guess they're doing that in the next model. I don't know how much that would have added to the cost, but like say you've got this up on a shelf or in a display case. God, it's a pain to turn this sucker on and off, and it has a 6-hour timer, which is fine. But yeah, the remote control really would have made a difference. The other thing I don't like is this USB. I got to 3D print something to kind of protect this. If something hits this, this is sticking out. This should have been recessed more. This is an engineering nerd thing where you've got the USB sticking out so much. I think it should have been protected a little bit more. But I guess they did that so depending on the USB cable, it wouldn't fit. But I'm just worried if I accidentally hit this or do something. So I'm just going to 3D print. Going to measure that distance there and 3D print a spacer cradle just to put on the end of there. And this might be an extra long USB-C, but it's a minor thing. But just looking at it like, oh, that could be a disaster if you hit that there. The other question is, anyone know how you can get this ship off the base? Like, what if I did want to send it back? Is there a release? And there's a button on here and it clips, but how do you get this ship off the base? If anyone knows, what if I actually move someday? I want to put this back in the box. I didn't see anything in the instructions, or sometimes you have a release or something, or a clip that releases. I didn't see anything in terms of getting this off the base. So that's a question I have. Or anyone knows in the chat? Yeah. Man hours, I'm triggered. Yeah, well, female hours too, I guess. Yeah. LOL, they should have had a little Klingon, Gorn, and a Romulan, or maybe the green woman sitting on the bridge. Yeah, someone waving at you, right? Yeah. This one is still an improvement over the TOS Connie. Yeah, the original one, which sold out and selling for a ton of money. Yeah, you could see the screws a lot, the screw covers and some of the seams. And the base was like they overdid that base. You could see where they're trying to do something cool and semi-artistic, but yeah, the base was way overdone with all that plastic. Yep. And Rob says it has to be in orbit to remove it from the base. Person hours, thank you. Yes, person hours. Yeah. So, yeah, does anyone in the chat have any questions about the model, or I know Brian has one, but anyone have any questions they want to ask about it, or I think I covered it all. Well, I never cover everything, but we got a nice flyby of the Enterprise here, and which has been a lot of fun. Yeah. I haven't tried to remove it, says Brian, but I assume there need a fair amount of pressure on someone to hold the base down when you pull up the model. JT Kirk is saying, when will the transporters get installed? Well, let's play that clip here. Let's see. Let's see if hopefully this won't mess up the screen. Yeah, of course it messed up the screen there when I switch.
It won't be installed until Tuesday.
There you go. Won't be installed till Tuesday. Yep. So yeah, this has been a really amazing model to get, something I always dreamed of, and yeah, just a lot of fun. Yeah, how much does she weigh? Let's see. I'm not sure how much this weighs. I don't think it weighs that much. Let's see. Tomy, I'm gonna goggle it. Yeah, Tomy Enterprise. I think it's like more like 15 pounds. She's heavy, yeah, but I think it's about 15 pounds. Let's see. Refit. I'm trying to type with one hand, or someone knows in the chat. And they did delay the shipping of this too, which I didn't mind either. I knew they were having, probably having some problems, but yeah, I'd rather wait, and get this. It's 20 pounds. Enterprise refit weighs approximately 20 pounds, 30, almost 35 inches long. A lot of the weight's in the base too, I have to say, to keep this sucker stable. Yep. Tuesday, sir. The transporters are installed in mine, but you have to wait for them to scrape the remains of the people who just tried to beam over, unfortunately. Ouch. Yeah. That happened in the movie, and if you've ever read the novel of the motion picture, it's brutal. As a kid reading that in the reading that in the novel, and that was a horrific scene. That gave me nightmares just reading that book. Yeah. That was ugly, really ugly. All right, everyone. Well, I think we've Enterprise. We should hit 1-0. Well, we got a 7 in there, right? Yep. 17:01 minutes, right? Yep. But Jamie says, yeah, the model looks incredible. Yeah, I agree. This thing looks pretty damn awesome, right? Much better than this Enterprise, right? There we go for comparison, right? That's the, if anyone's wants to know, that's the Think Geek Enterprise. And she lights up too. I think if you squeeze her, the spot where you, let's see. I grab my other hand. It's kind of tough to find. Let's see if I can get it. Come on. It lights up if I get the right. You got to get her in the right spot there. Come on. It was working last time I'd used it. Oh, come on. Come on, Scotty, we need power. You can feel it. There's a spot you squeeze right there. Maybe the batteries finally went dead. I was dreading that because you'd have to undo these seams here, take the battery pack out, and then probably put some Velcro in. But she was working. But yeah, this was from that great store, Think Geek. Yeah, damn. We'll never forget the sound of them when they started forming. Oh yeah, that was horrible. Yeah. Come on. You want to start Enterprise. Oh, there we go. We got to work. So cool. There we go. Let's see if I get it one more. Nice. So of course they had to sew this shut. So this was advertised as a toy for kids. So then you couldn't have anything where the batteries could come out. But, yeah, that's that was my that was a toy just for the kids. Yep. Yeah, that was bad. Yep. Just like all the lovely ladies, if we squeeze them with love, they light up. Can't find her spot mark. I could not resist. So sorry. I gotta watch my phrasing around you nerds. Gee. All right. Well, let's check out our poll here, and I guess this is a new StreamYard poll. It looks pretty good. Yep. So I can move it around the bridge here. Wow, look at that. There we go. All right. So anyone wants to vote? I think how many do we have? Does it show you how many votes? It's the first time I've done this. Type 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat. Okay. Oh, I guess I can vote. Can I vote? Yep. How do you vote? So you press. Looks like you do 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I'm going to try. Can I vote? Because on YouTube you can't vote. Yep. If you do the poll, it's not in the chat window. Yeah, this is new. This is StreamYard just added this, and the good thing about it, you can do more than one. Excuse me. More than 3 options. You can do 4, 5, 6, 7 options. I figured I'd just try this. So yeah. So just type in the window. Not that I want anyone to type hauled away as garbage. I'm going to put a 2 in. See if a 2 works. Let's just experiment. Let's see what happens here. Does it update if I do a 2? Let's see. Unless it doesn't let me vote as a, or maybe you can only vote once. I voted once, so I guess everyone, yeah, get your votes in. Yep. So yeah, I guess that's a new. Yeah, it's not in the chat, so I guess you have to tell people to type that in. Type that in. Yep. All right, well, I'm going to stop the poll. I think everyone pretty much loves this. Yep. So let's stop the poll. Does it? What happens here? This is just. Does it tell me how many votes? Yeah, you need to have a poll that offers no bloody A, B, C, or D. Well, just for that, you know what I'm going to do. Let's change to.
Scotty, where's that power?
Coming, sir.
Computer.
Hello, computer.
Just use the key.
You cooperate with us, and maybe we'll cut you in for a piece of the action.
Let's see. Let's play the no bloody.
No bloody A, B, C, or D.
Oh, you know what happened when I switched? Damn it. Damn it, Jim. Sorry, guys. Thank you. When I switch between brands, and StreamYard does that sometimes, it mutes it. So I just thanked everyone for being here tonight. My screen went black on my TV. Now, can everyone see me now, I guess? Or hear me now? So I was just thanking everyone. So let me thank everyone again. So thank you, Professor R2, Dave, Sean Carter, Lasher, JT, Caleb, Jamie, Rob, Brian Hepburn, and Admiral Teague. And on the vertical side, we had Elphalin, Kirami, Shannon. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, Shannon. Appreciate you, all your comments in the chat. Andrew NTO and Michael EC1, who became a new subscriber. So anyone new here, yeah, always appreciate that. If you're not subbed to the channel, gotta say it. Hit that like button and subscribe. And you know, Dave, I got a boom or something, but this is not my fault. This is when you switch brands in StreamYard, because I have like 1,000 clips. So when you go between brands and StreamYard, it sometimes dumps a person in or out. So I'm kind of going to blame StreamYard for that. But thank you very much for. Thankfully, I noticed it. But yeah, that's my boomer moment for the evening. But yeah, everyone will catch you on Sunday Night Geekery. 10:30 here. Let me switch cameras again. Let's remove this camera. Here we go. Let me. Now I've got to figure out how to get myself back on here. Let's see. There we go. All right. I was on holding the mobile phone going with DJI, which that seemed to work pretty good. That's good for enterprise flybys. But thank you again, everyone, for being here. And yeah, we'll catch you on Sunday Night Geekery. Here, let's get there. Not that I look good, but a little bit better with some light. Yeah, we'll catch you on Sunday Night Geekery and during the week with some more shorts. But everyone have a great night. I'm going to pull myself out. We're going to play some cool clips, some Star Trek clips. I'll switch that brand there, and we'll say goodnight to everyone. So everyone, if you haven't had a chance, well, I guess you can't get this unless you get on eBay. But yeah, very happy with this Tomy Enterprise. So thank you, Tomy, for doing an amazing job with this. And everyone have a great weekend. All right, take care, everyone.
I didn't mean to say that the Enterprise should be hauling garbage. I meant to say that it should be hauled away as garbage.
Laddie, don't you think you should rephrase that?
There's only one thing I want to say to you, Commodore.
You're a dumbass.
Brain and brain, what is brain?
The women!
Your agonizer, please.
Hello, computer. No bloody A, B, C, or D.
Fun storming the castle.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.